Okay, so you're thinking about becoming a therapist of some kind, a hypnotherapist, counsellor, psychotherapist, whatever it is. And there's loads of courses out there telling you what a fantastic career this is, how you're going to help people. Brilliant, you think. Let me just sign on the dotted line and pay you thousands of pounds to do this course. Stop right now. Before you do that, I want you to watch the rest of this video. Don't start a therapy business until you've read this first, because I can bet you now that all those companies that are trying to sell you the courses and telling you how simple it is to set up a business aren't giving you the detail, and I also bet that you haven't thought it through fully. So before you go ahead and do anything, carry on watching. So why did I have to create this vlog? Well, I had to do this because of the sheer volume of new therapists that are out there who are currently setting up their practices now based on courses that they've done in the past year, who have zero clue about business. Now, I come from the hypnotherapy industry and I'm just talking from my expertise in that area, but I know that there are a ton of training schools out there churning would-be hypnotherapists out one after the other. And these therapists are ready and they're prepared to see clients, but a good percentage have not thought through what happens next. And that's how to set up their therapy practice and actually make money out of it, make a living. Now, I hate to say it, this is naive at best and completely insane in reality. Do not set up your therapy practice without knowing the detail. It is not the job of those therapy courses to teach business and marketing. Of course, some of them will touch on the subject, usually for half a day, but why should they be teaching you a whole curriculum on that? It's the therapist's responsibility to, get themselves ready for success by investing some time, energy, and money into learning what happens next. Yet time and time again, I've come across therapists who forget this absolutely essential part of the process. They think they can create a website or get someone else to do it for them, and their phone will ring off the hook. I'll tell you now, it won't. So I'm going to tell you in the rest of this video some of the essential details that you're going to have to know if you're running your own business. And it's all to do with the marketing. If you don't know or understand what these things are, then you need to take a course, get a mentor, or do some detailed research, or alternatively, have plenty of money behind you to pay for someone else to do all the work that you can't do. And I want you to remember that when you pay for somebody else to do stuff for you, they don't always understand your niche. They're going to charge you for every change you make on your website, and some will disappear halfway through the job. Also, some of these people are only going to be as good as the instructions that you give them. So if you tell them, hey, I love purple unicorns and I want them on my website, then that is what they're going to give you. And I want you to know that most therapists, and that's probably including you, have very little idea on what converts browsers into buyers on a website. So from a business perspective, you're likely to make some very expensive mistakes. Understanding why you need things structured in a certain way is hugely important. Otherwise, you're going to end up wasting a ton of time, energy, and money. And in fact, you may not even realize that you have made these mistakes until months or sometimes years later. Being a sole trader at the start of your self-employment means being a jack of all trades. And that is especially so when you set up a therapy practice. So what are you going to need to know to start making some money? So first things first, you're going to need a website, and you need to choose a name for your business and buy a domain name. This domain name can be a .com or related to your country, such as .co.uk, or maybe even a .org or a .online, and so forth. Do you know what domain name is best for your particular business model? If you don't, you need to find it out. Next, you're going to need some hosting in order to get your website onto the internet. Do you know what to buy and why? Does your web hosting offer backups? Do they have good uptime? Are they suitable for the size of the business that you're intending to grow? Then once you've got your hosting domain set up, then you need to link your website and your host together. And that means changing name servers. Do you know how to do this? Once the host and the website are linked, do you know how to set up a WordPress site in the control panel? And by the way, I'm talking about WordPress because it is the most popular out there. And if you're using something else, stop right now and start changing to something that is going to be much more useful to you. Once you have that WordPress dashboard set up, can you upload and choose a theme for your site? Do you understand the implications for your business when you choose that specific theme? Does it have the functionality you need? If you can't do any of that, can you afford a web developer to do it all for you? And bear in mind, a really good website is going to cost you around £1,000 upwards. Alternatively, if you buy a website template from a therapy marketing website provider, are you happy paying the money month after month? Does that website they build you allow you to change things easily? Can you add pages? Can you add plugins? Can you grow your business? Because if you can't, it's no use to you. Do they charge you for every little change that they're going to make for you on your behalf? And can you currently afford this? Are you aware that Google does not trust new websites and that older ones are more likely to get more traffic? So it can take months to get organic traffic to come to that site, and often more than a year before you're going to get any kind of traffic, if you even know what you're doing. So have you got plans to earn money while you're waiting for that to happen? Then, when you've got the bare bones of that website, now you're going to have to learn how to use WordPress or whatever website provider you're using to add the content, change menus, upload pictures, host videos, and so on. Do you know these essential elements that you need for your menu? And by the way, don't copy everyone else, because I can guarantee you they're doing it probably wrong as well. Do you know what HTML code is and when you might need to use it on your site? Are you able to add sections to your site? Pages, buttons, change menus, email capture forms, links? Do you know what a plugin is and what essential plugins you need on your WordPress site? And then how are you going to keep that website secure from hackers? What happens if your site gets hacked and it goes down completely? And then you're going to have to write content for that website. Do you know and understand search engine optimization? Do you know how to write content that will enable you to be found in the search engines? Because if you can't, you're never going to be found by any clients. Do you understand how to optimize your images and videos to be found across the internet? Do you know how to create products to sell on your website? Are you able to set up a shop? Do you understand about VATMOS, and do you understand how that will implicate your business after Brexit? What is your business strategy when you're creating that content? How are you going to drive traffic to that website? And are you able to create good quality graphics? And if not, what are you going to do? Are you going to pay someone else to do it all for you? And have you again got the money for that? Okay, so you've got the website basics set up. Now you need to look at statistics. How are you going to monitor who's visiting your website? What metrics do you need to pay attention to, and what actions will you need to take after viewing those metrics? What systems are you going to use to view your metrics, and how are you going to add them to your website? How often should you be looking at them, and what can you do if you see little traffic coming to your site? Next, who's your ideal client? How are you going to attract them from that website of yours? How are you going to make money from them? How are you going to solve their problems? And also, when it comes to payment, how are you going to take that money? How much are you going to charge? Don't copy everyone else, because believe me, they aren't going to necessarily know what they're doing either. How can you ensure that you don't get cancellations or no-shows? What contractual arrangements do you need to have with your clients under the current regulations and laws in your country? Where are you going to see your clients, and how much is that going to cost you? So let's talk about costs. Have you got a handle on all the costs in your business? Have they been factored into the price that you're going to charge your client? What are you going to do when it's quiet in your business? Can you still cover those costs? Will you have a pension? How are you going to be able to afford to take holidays? Are you able to cover all your outgoings as you set up your business? How much money do you need to set aside for tax? How do your earnings look like once you've taken out all that tax and other associated costs? Will you be able to afford to live? What system are you going to use to log all your incomings and your outgoings for the taxman? Do you understand what costs can be offset against your tax bill? And do you know how to do a self-assessment tax form? If not, can you afford to hire an accountant to do it for you? And no, it just doesn't stop there either. What strategies are you going to use on a day-to-day basis to get clients into your business? And how much money are you prepared to allocate to these marketing efforts? What marketing can you do for free that's going to bring you business in? What paid strategies are you prepared to try? And do you know what paid marketing works and what's a waste of your money? Do you know what backlinks are, and do you know how to use them? Do you know how to set up business accounts on social media, and do you know how to engage people so they become interested in your products and services? What social media platforms are you going to concentrate on, and why? Are you going to use paid advertising? If so, what courses and knowledge do you have before you post any ads? Remember, most therapists waste hundreds if not thousands of pounds because they don't know what they're doing and they dabble. How much are you prepared to pay each week in paid advertising? Metrics on this advertising. How much time and effort are you willing to spend tweaking this advertising? And how is that going to work if you are seeing clients? And finally, passive income. Do you know what it is? Are you intending to build that into your practice? What products and services are you going to create to build this passive income? And how are you going to sell these? What platforms and software would you need to use to build these passive income products? And how are you going to get your customer in to get to pay for these? How are your potential customers going to know your products and services even exist? How are you going to attract those customers? And do you even know what a marketing funnel is? Do you know how to create one to sell these products and services and get someone paying money for them? This video is not intended to overwhelm you, but it is intended as a reality check to show you that setting yourself up as a self-employed business in therapy is not as easy as those training courses would have you believe. Running your own business takes significant time and effort, and this post shows you just some of the elements that you're going to have to master if you want to make a living from this profession. Do you think that's as easy as you imagined it to be? Because believe me, you're going to be up against people like myself who do know what they're doing. And now ask yourself, can you figure out this detail for yourself? And how long is it going to take you to do that? And while you're working it all out, which can take months and years more likely, how are you going to earn some money while you're trying to sort all of this? If you want help to set up a therapy practice, I have a ton of free resources on my website, hypnotherapymarketingexpert.com. We also have many paid courses to help you get a handle on what you need to do to build your business. Believe me, it will be well worth your money doing this before you set yourself up in business, because you're going to make expensive mistakes otherwise, and you're going to be floundering with 0 clients. We have courses on how to set up a therapy website that creates clients to come to you. We've got blogging courses to show you what you need to do to attract those clients in through blogs, and also about paid advertising. We have a Facebook ads course and a Google AdWords course, all there on the hypnotherapymarketingexpert.com website. Head on over before you make those expensive mistakes.